Okay, so this week in AI and robotics,
Yeah.
it's like somebody hit the fast forward button on the future.
Oh, I know, right?
We're talking robots that are basically teaching themselves physics, AI, that can cook up entire videos out of thin air.
That's wild.
Even a self-driving Tesla.
Yeah.
That can sniff out its own charger like a bloodhound on the trail of a tasty treat.
My brain is already fried, just trying to wrap my head around it all. Luckily, we have expert speaker here to be our guide through this technological jungle.
Well, let's just say it's been a busy week in AI land, even by our usual standards. The sheer volume of breakthroughs, it feels like we're on the precipice of a whole new era.
I think so too. So let's dive right in with Archetype AI's Newton.
Okay.
And note, before you ask, it doesn't come with a free Apple, although that would be a pretty sweet perk.
Right.
Imagine this, an AI that learns physics not by cracking open a textbook.
Yeah. But just by watching. That's Newton in a nutshell. It observes data from sensors and figures out for itself how things move in the real world. We're talking about predicting everything from the simple swing of a pendulum to the crazy complex dynamics of electrical grids. This is next-level stuff. Even seasoned scientists are left scratching their heads.
What really blows my mind is that Newton isn't playing by the usual AI rulebook. Instead of being spoon-fed specific rules, it actually learns and applies the fundamental laws of physics. It's like it's cracked the code of the universe just by watching.
Okay, so is this AI basically Neo from the Matrix? Dodging bullets, bending spoons, the whole 9 yards?
Well, maybe not quite yet, but the potential is definitely there. This kind of intuitive grasp of physics could completely revolutionize fields like robotics. Imagine robots that move with the grace of a dancer and the precision of a surgeon.
So self-driving cars that can predict and avoid accidents before they even happen.
Exactly.
Or robots that could build skyscrapers with the steady hand of a master architect. It's like we're giving robots a whole new sense, a physics sense.
I like
But hold on to your hats, folks, because we're just getting started.
NVIDIA.
Those stealthy ninjas of the tech world just dropped their latest creation. Llama 3.1 Nemotron 70B Instruct, or I like to call it Llama for short.
I think I prefer Llama too.
Now, what's so special about Llama? Well, it's kind of like the little engine that could of the AI world. It's smaller than many of its rivals, but it's blowing them out of the water when it comes to understanding and responding like a real live human. Think of it as the AI equivalent of that friend we all have who can ace any exam without breaking a sweat.
And here's the best part. NVIDIA decided to make Llama open source.
Which is huge, right?
It's a game changer. Think of it this way. Open sourcing an AI model is like sharing the secret recipe for a prize-winning dish. Anyone with the right skills can take that recipe, experiment with it, tweak it, even add their own special ingredients. This kind of open collaboration is absolutely crucial for driving AI development forward and ensuring these tools are accessible to a much wider range of people.
So instead of a handful of tech giants controlling the fate of AI, we've got a global potluck of innovation bubbling away.
Exactly.
Speaking of powerful partnerships, let's talk about Boston Dynamics. The masterminds behind those crazy athletic robots that seem like they could leap tall buildings in a single bound. Well, they're joining forces with Toyota Research to inject even more brain power into their creations. It's like giving a star athlete a supercomputer for a brain.
This partnership could be the push we need to finally bring humanoid robots out of the lab and into our everyday lives. Imagine those agile Atlas robots now equipped with Toyota's cutting-edge AI. They could be assisting in disaster relief efforts, venturing into hazardous environments, even lending a helping hand in homes and hospitals.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm already picturing a robot butler bringing me snacks and doing my taxes.
Yeah.
That's the future I can get behind. But first, let's switch gears and talk about something for those of us who sometimes feel like our brains are about to short-circuit from information overload.
Yeah, I hear you.
Remember Google's NotebookLM, that super handy AI that could whip up summaries of your documents faster than you could say artificial intelligence? Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because it just got a serious upgrade.
It really makes you wonder how these tools are evolving so quickly. It's like they're reading our minds and anticipating our needs before we even know we have them.
Oh, no, right.
It's uncanny.
It's not just about simple summaries anymore. With the new and improved NotebookLM, you can basically tell it exactly what you want to know. Need the financial gist of a business plan? Consider it done. Want the historical context of a dense research paper? No problem. This thing is like a knowledge-dispensing genie.
It's the perfect example of how AI is evolving not just to work for us, but with us. These tools are becoming extensions of our own minds, helping us to process information more efficiently and zero in on the knowledge that truly matters.
Talk about a brain boost. And get this, remember how I mentioned that I was an auditory learner? Well, NotebookLM can now transform those summaries into podcasts.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? It's like having your own personal Cliff Notes, but in audio form.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't enough to get your creative juices flowing, get ready to have your mind blown by Adobe's Firefly video model.
This one's a game changer. It's like having a whole Hollywood special effects team at your beck and call. Instead of slaving away over footage for hours, imagine just typing in something like a cat riding a unicorn through a rainbow explosion, and poof, Firefly conjures up a video matching that description exactly.
It's wild, right? It's like they took the whole seeing is believing thing and totally flipped the script.
Yeah.
Now it's more like typing is believing.
It really is. And this tech has the potential to shake things up big time in the creative world. Imagine video creation being as easy as typing up an email.
It's going to be huge. And the best part, no unicorns were harmed in the making of those videos. But, okay, moving on from mythical beasts to something a little less magical, but just as impressive, the world of competitive gaming. Specifically, an AI called Diamond that just schooled some top-tier gamers and get this Counter-Strike.
You know what's really fascinating about that, though? It's not just about an AI conquering a video game. It's about what's happening under the hood. Diamond learned how to strategize, how to work with teammates, and even how to anticipate an opponent's moves, all within a complex, simulated environment.
It feels like they built a virtual boot camp for AI, right? Instead of push-ups and obstacle courses, it's headshots and tactical maneuvers.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And here's why that's so significant. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for training AI for much more complex tasks. Imagine using this kind of simulation to teach self-driving cars how to handle insane traffic situations or disaster response robots how to navigate super dangerous environments.
It's like giving AI the ultimate training ground, where the stakes are high, but the consequences don't really matter. And the craziest part, this is just scratching the surface. This whole week has been an AI overload. OpenAI unveiled Swarm, which is basically like a hive mind for AI, allowing them to work together in swarms, hence the name. Then there's Tesla. Never wanted to be outdone. They showed off their humanoid robot Optimus, navigating a building and even plugging itself in to charge. It's like watching a Roomba evolve right before our eyes.
Speaking of evolution, researchers have figured out a way to teach robots how to do stuff just by having them watch YouTube videos.
I know. It's both amazing and a little creepy, right? Like imagine robots binge-watching cooking tutorials and DIY videos. What could possibly go wrong?
Right.
But on a serious note, the fact that they can learn just by observing is mind-blowing. It really highlights how far AI has come in understanding and interacting with the world around it.
Totally. And then you've got Worldcoin tackling the whole issue of identity verification in a world where deepfakes are becoming more and more common.
Which is a problem that's quickly shifting from sci-fi thriller territory to everyday reality. Let's be real. Deepfakes are getting so good these days, it's getting tougher to tell what's real and what's been digitally manipulated.
Exactly, and that's where Worldcoin comes in. They're developing some really interesting tech that uses biometrics to verify people's identities, which would make it a lot harder to create and spread misinformation.
It's like giving everyone a digital fingerprint that can't be faked. We're talking about a potential game changer in the fight against fake news. And as if all that wasn't enough, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, decided to throw their hat in the ring with MetaSpirit-LM.
Yeah, MetaSpirit-LM. It's a fascinating development, an AI that can not only understand but also generate both text and speech, and it blends the two seamlessly, like a master storyteller.
It's like they're teaching AI to be the ultimate multitasker, juggling words and voices like a pro. But what really gets me is how natural it sounds. It's not just spitting out robotic phrases. It actually captures all the nuances of human speech. The pauses, the inflections, even the ums and ahs.
It's a huge step towards creating AI that feels truly natural and intuitive to interact with. We're moving beyond typing on keyboards and staring at screens and entering a world where we can talk to machines just like we talk to each other.
It really does feel like AI is learning to walk, talk, and think like one of us. So after this whirlwind tour of the future, what's the main takeaway for our listeners? What's the one thing they should remember from this avalanche of breakthroughs?
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of each individual story, right? Like, wow, robots are playing Counter-Strike. But the real headline here is the bigger picture. AI and robotics. They're not science fiction anymore. They're weaving themselves into our world at an incredible pace. And this isn't about some Terminator-style robot uprising or AI becoming self-aware. It's about the incredible tools we're creating. Tools that can help us solve problems that have plagued humanity for centuries and push the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
So we're kind of entering a new era of human potential, with AI and robotics acting as our co-pilots on this wild ride into the future.
Exactly. And that's why it's more important than ever for everyone to stay informed, to be a part of this conversation, and really think critically about how these technologies are going to impact our lives. Because the future of AI and robotics, it's not some predetermined path. It's something we're all shaping together every single day.
So true. It's not about fearing the future, but understanding it and helping to steer it in a direction that benefits all of us. And wow, what a week it's been. Self-learning robots, AI that can create videos from scratch, it's mind-blowing. And to think, this is just the beginning. Who knows what incredible breakthroughs are waiting for us next week? But until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and remember, the future of AI is in our hands.